Now, of course, there are parallels to President Trump. President Trump, for 15 seasons, one of the top shows in America, the first season finale of The Apprentice had 28 million viewers. There he is. So one picture, TV show, one picture, real life. And I firmly believe that when Trump decided to run for president, many people already felt like he was president. They watched him for 15 seasons, sitting in the tall leather chair, being the boss, making decisions, people begging him for mercy. And his famous line, which strangely no one ever uses anymore, of "you're fired," like people thought he was the boss. So of course he'd be president. He already kind of was president. Right? And I think it's the same thing with Zelenskyy. People are like, oh, well, yeah, he's president. Isn't he president? Well, he should be president. He was running against this woman, Yulia Tymoshenko, who was the first female prime minister of Ukraine. It's similar, same thing here. Like both of these countries' political experience was a liability. Anyway, she said their outrage, the people of Ukraine, their outrage is a sign of powerlessness. They're so disappointed, so unhappy with the system that they start looking for new ways out. And when they don't find that, the rise of Zelensky's is like a protest, a response to the feeling of hopelessness. When Zelenskyy ran for president, instead of doing normal political rallies, he put together these comedy variety shows. And he'd come out and he'd say, no campaigning tonight. That was the set. No campaign tonight, just a show. Besides, you paid money for it. Who's ever heard of such a thing? This is one of his bits. I think this is a real thing. Right? So I'm saying this, all of it's like so super surreal. This is Zelenskyy showing off his pianist skills.
Eat.
Here you go. Now he's the president. He's the president. So he became president. His approval rating was dropping, and then Russia. Oh, he also won the Ukrainian Dancing with the Stars. I forgot. 2006. He won Dancing with the Stars. That's him right there. What is going on? Bizarre. So since the war, he's been, well, at least in our media, as a hero, no questions asked. You can't ask any questions about him or anything about him. And anytime he asks for money, you have to give it to him. Many Americans, especially those on the left, just immediately supported Ukraine in just a weird, overly dramatic way. Even Republicans, Joe Wilson. I was talking to someone this morning on the radio on my Sirius XM show, and someone called in from South Carolina. Joe Wilson's the congressman of South Carolina, and said he was in his parade. It was a local neighborhood parade, and Joe Wilson's on a military truck waving the Ukrainian flag. And this listener's 4-year-old was like, it's not the American flag. What's he doing? That's weird. And Joe Wilson is sponsoring a resolution to make a bust of Zelenskyy and place it permanently in the Capitol building. What? And then you could be for Ukraine, or you can even want to support Ukraine, but what is that? Like, what do you want to put a bust of the guy in there for? You needed to change your profile picture to be the Ukrainian flag, right? Remember, everyone's face was covered by gold and blue. People can't even point to Ukraine or say a single thing about Ukraine. But they knew that Ukraine were the good guys, Russia were the bad guys. That was the narrative people had in their brains. Good guys, bad guys. No nuance. No peace. And now, Biden's president. So it's different. It's different this time, right? This is going to be a good war because the Democrats in charge now, right? Unlike when George W. Bush, he started wars, those were bad. Anything Trump ever did, Biden could be trusted to do the right thing. No lessons needed to be learned because now a Democrat's in charge. It was just months after we left Afghanistan. Months! We finally got out of a forever war, and just a few months later, we got a new one. This is journalist Isaac Kochner, formerly from the New Yorker. He said, our political class advocates military violence with a regularity and ease that is psychotic. But the Biden administration is not the Bush administration. So people can trust Joe Biden. It's different this time. I hope you enjoyed that clip. We have much more on the website, firsttv.com/exposed about Zelenskyy. And we do a lot of these exposed specials as well. Again, the firsttv.com/exposed.